Welcome to this short introductory video to our Open Interfaith Health Science Center Zoom Sanctuary Inspirational Gathering. The next is on the 21st of December, noon, Winnipeg time. He who puts his trust in God, God will suffice him. He who fears God, God will send him relief. All are welcome in our gatherings. We're all equal here. Everyone is free to suggest any changes that will make this a more fruitful gathering, or to take over arranging all or part of any session. Within each gathering, there is a moment to get to know each other, what we're each praying for, what inspirational thought, song, quote we've brought to share, what's on our hearts. Dear Lord, help me to see and admit that I am powerless over my difficulties. Help me to understand how my difficulty has led to unmanageability in my life. Help me this day to understand the true meaning of powerlessness. Remove from me all denial of my difficulties. Lakota culture, Lakota legends, legend of the coyote. The legendary figure of Coyote is perhaps more well known than Ikatomi, a spider trickster spirit. Coyote emerges from the Great Basin and Plains North Native American groups. He is almost always portrayed as male. There's a wide variety of characteristics, many of them quite contradictory. In our session, we'll read more and discuss more about the legend of Coyote. Honoring all the children that did not come home. Verily, with exceeding joy, with heart and soul, do these oppressed of thine offer themselves up to all mankind in every land. Thou seest them, O my Lord, weeping over the tears thy people shed, mourning the grief of thy children, condoling with humankind, suffering because of the calamities that beset all the denizens of the earth. Interfaith, multi-faith, why the difference? The fourth type of the 6 types of interfaith dialogue is the dialogue in community, in terms that encompass the unstructured interaction between people of different religions. Most interreligious dialogue takes place in markets and on street corners, at times of festivals or holy days, in the course of civic or humanitarian projects, at times of community or family crisis. Importantly, it also includes cooperative social projects organized by religious groups in response to local problems and practical concerns. Women in India are overcoming sentiments and prejudices that prevent their full participation in society. Group of young women in a large neighborhood in New Delhi, India, have been determined to help its community develop a different attitude towards women in their menstrual cycle. Bhavana and Barasan and Pooja Tiwari, both from New Delhi, spoke with the Bahai World News Service about a group of young women who organized an awareness campaign to share both a scientific and spiritual understanding of menstruation. The dialogue about murdered and missing Aboriginal women is important, for to build a community we feel we can all belong in. It's a hard discussion and a difficult one, even traumatic to hear. Our Aboriginal sisters have had to go through this trauma. We can learn how they deal with being traumatized, can draw on their strength. It's too difficult to bear. You can mute everything for the duration of the next slide. Norma Jacobs Gayo Kohanayo. Even after we became aware of our own history, we dared not talk about it for fear of further punishment, or even for fear of losing something we kept safe in our own minds. we saw someone violating our values and principles, not being accountable, we still did not speak up. We learned to keep quiet and stick with the status quo. Don't talk, don't feel. Now we are breaking that bond and speaking about our truths, even as we are surrounded by our abusers and violators of our sacredness. It is possible to rebuild and restructure and restore our ceremonies and language. It is our blood memory. Do Black Lives Matter? Most certainly, for they are the pupil of the eye of humanity. I'm one of thy handmaidens, O my Lord. Unto thee I've turned, and in thee have I placed my trust. Grant that I may be so confirmed in my love for thee, and in fulfilling that which is well-pleasing unto thee, that neither the defection of the infidels among thy people, nor the clamor of the hypocrites among thy creatures, may avail to keep me back from thee. Make a list of your friends and invite them to this devotional or a devotional you begin. It is a gift from you to them. The devotional you begin can be as simple as phoning a friend and sharing a prayer with them. They may be sick and need a healing prayer, struggling and need to share is there any remover of difficulties prayer. It is a gift from you to them. We could begin with, before we hang up, would you like to share a prayer I'm feeling? Thank you for listening. Hope you're able to join us for our devotional gathering or begin one of your own. Have a good week. Take good care.